Hello YouTube, Steve Endgame here, and we're on a road trip. Road trip. And Faz has somehow got off the screen. He's leant right a bit. I had it good.
This is safe.
I had it good. It's squiff, but we'll go with it.
I'm driving.
The guy has no wheel caps as well.
What?
Oh no, the guy
has no.
No, not us. We're fine.
We have wheels. All three of them.
So yes, we're going to Chimera, which is...
Where is Chimera? Is it in Nottingham?
It's a Brierley, Brierley Hill or something.
Like Brierley Hill.
Brierley Hill. It's near Dudley.
Which is near Kidderminster.
It's not in Nottingham.
No.
That's for sure.
No, that's for sure. There is a Chimera in Nottingham, apparently, from what I found out.
That's for another week's episode.
So I have no idea how this is going to go, but we're making good progress.
Yes, it's a 2.5 hour journey to the first location.
That's obviously be uploaded afterwards. I'm going with the reliable Grand Blue because they're good, and I didn't really consider asking Aaron for something at angles or some kind of better take. No, it's I mean Grand Blue's good.
That's the thing.
I'd say out of all our decks, Grand Blue and angles are probably the most annoying, like mainly consistent at least.
It's one of those decks that does allow you to do all meta box ticking things of multiple attacks, draw power, big numbers and resource.
Speaking of, I think we improved Faz's decks.
Wasn't difficult. It was not difficult.
We should have gone to France with it, for God's sake.
Oh,
yeah, G-guards do.
Yeah, thank you. The only reason I'm playing this deck is because it is fully playable in G-guards. You're not overly reliant. Plus Spring Breeze activates every single effect.
Spring Breeze
or Sea Breeze, sorry. I'm thinking of the Spring
Breeze.
Thinking of Spring Break because we're on a road trip. Yeah!
Don't do the generic thing on it.
Well, just continuously. Yeah!
Just the shelf.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, onto that because G-guarding is a thing, and somehow I find heals. I don't feel as depressed now having a heal in hand.
You always find the bloody heal though.
Don't always find it. Only when I go second.
Only when it's needed.
Exactly.
And you're always kind of, at the moment at least, like, still undecided. I think.
I thought Destiny gave us the answer.
It's one of those things where
whatever I choose will be the wrong one.
Yeah, because even though Gear Chronicle are probably the better choice because we've built it in a way that's good, and with the format, he's been having far more success for some reason with Dark Irregulars. So,
it's good for game.
It's good for game. He always
got 62k? No,
he always gets it.
Such a racist number.
God's sake, Faz.
What?
I knew that would go off.
I think what? The buzzer.
The Popo noise.
Popo noise, it's fine.
It's just sat there and says about the...
It's warning me that something important is coming up and I'm not driving over the recommended speed limit of the country that I'm in.
Hey, we're late.
It's not my fault.
So yeah, other than that, is singles, do you reckon you'll see anything different?
I think being that we're going to a place that we've never been before,
True.
I don't know what to expect. This is the whole idea of what Bushy Road are doing, is forcing people to go to slightly further afield card shops because other card shops are fully booked.
I think it'll still be team league decks, but it's just split.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So you got 1 in 3 still of the team.
Just randomly guess. So, did I get the Angles player this round? Yes!
Why is that a yes?
Because then you can go out and flump in style.
That's no style installing.
It's not stalling.
If you get a double loss, you bring them down with you.
Yeah, that's it.
So you want me to go for a double loss when we get to Angles?
No, only if you know you're going to lose.
All you need to do is sit there and wait for them to do their loop, and then when they say you've got 3 minutes left, you go,
and then keep asking them to recalculate it because it might go down every time.
For unsure, Yuri, say it's 1 less. That was the rule.
That's the rule. Not sure. I thought it was only 21. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it was only 21. Oh, okay.
swear it was 22. Well, no, I've counted, mate, so it was 21. If you're unsure.
You used to be divisible by 3, I thought.
Yeah.
Or is it 2?
It depends what the starting base number is.
No, which pony? What's pony at?
Pony is 2, isn't it?
Pony's always wants to be.
No.
Yeah, because it becomes a 9k booster, then 11k booster, then I don't care, I'm not guarding it.
Yeah.
I like the moment it goes to a 13k booster. It's like, that's too much for me. I mean, that's not a barrier now, but it's too much.
Okay. Remember, we don't want this to be sped up and waffled through, so we need to stick on point.
Yes, keep going straight. You're going straight first.
We're going to Chimera. It opens at 10, game starts at 12. We're expecting fun times.
I'm expecting to get there about 10 something.
Yeah, could have really done with breakfast.
Hey, I get a crumpet.
I know.
I gave you options.
I had options, but I really did not calculate that a cold crumpet would not be as digestibly fun as I thought.
I don't know why you didn't put it in the toast.
Because we didn't have time to toast it.
Not for you to make a cup of tea, though.
Coffee, sir, coffee. The car needs go-go juice and Faz needs go-go juice. Both are kind of a blackish liquid.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that's pretty much it.
We're expecting Mike to win, by the way.
Yep.
Why?
So when he flops, we can laugh at him. Because yours is the most consistent deck, Mikey, and you haven't seemed to have lost that tournament since you've used it.
Oh, there we go. There was a siren of bad language. That means that you are nothing. You're gonna do well, Mikey. You're gonna do well.
Well, here's hoping. I mean, with the Grand Blue deck.
You can't do any worse than you are a navigator, Mikey. So it's fine.
This is true. But I wanted the front seat, so I was going to blag anything.
So far, my navigator has not been able to put in
For
the
God's
correct
sake,
area.
Faz! Stop going over it.
I mean, well, it's just telling us that we're still late, so we need to speed up ever so slightly.
God, so I'll wrap things up then, I guess.
Yeah. Basically, what are we playing for? I forgot.
Wait,
I'm playing for a 2-round buy.
2-round buy. The ridiculousness is a 2-round buy. We've discussed it already. The discussion's coming up. Whether this will go up beforehand, I don't know. It probably will, but it's in our discussion that.
Surely this has to be up first, though.
I thought the discussion had been first.
Ideally, so I could have enough time to comment, but.
So that's not about G-guards and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get on it, Aaron.
Yeah, so my deck's consistent. Yeah, so I mean, in France, I only lost because of bad circumstances. That again, you can watch the video to find out. And the next day, which wasn't on the video, I only lost to a trigger for game. So if the deck's trigger for game or winning, then it's a good deck. At the end of the day,
Good for game. So
Yeah.
that's a good deck. Thank you, man.
if you lose to it, you're the same. If you always win with it, that's a different story. It was consistent. I don't know if you can describe it as good.
What happens if you play DP and it's basically grade 3 for game? Does that still count as a good deck?
Depends how many grade 3 props you got in there.
Surely if you're going to be building that kind of
Yeah, if
area.
you build around it, you can get there too. But I think you was trying that before. But anyway, so my next consistent Faz is quite happy with this. Yu's undecisive, so we shall update you later as when we have a bit more information, I guess.
Bye for now.
Toodles! There we go.
Okay, so this is our after tournament chat. So we'll go through the rounds as briefly as we can, I guess, and afterwards we'll let you know how it went in general and the venue and things like that. So, starting from me, I guess. I played Spike Brothers, and I lost due to the stupid multi-attack ball, which I had no idea they could do. It is absolutely insane. Just basically it's an Alice combo of just standing the booster. Every time something's called, it's stand. So
So you just got one wombo combo.
Yeah, it didn't stop, and it gets 5k to something, so it gives it to the
Yeah,
booster
so every single time.
So it went up by 5.
It just gets out.
I got 3 triggers in my damage when he's doing that. Still lost.
Wow.
I couldn't keep up.
That's it. If you can get off your if you
It's
build
exactly the same as Alice. Exactly the same.
if you build wombo combo and it goes off, then there's nothing you can do except for just take it.
So yeah, I was 1 loss down, Yuri. Did you win or lose?
I won game 1.
Who was you against?
I think I can remember game 1.
Okay, game 1 for you first.
Game 1.
It was crit for game and I got it. That's all I know.
Yeah, and basically my game 1 was against a Gazi player, and I was grade stuck it, and basically you could count up. I went through enough of my deck, including my what I can only call G assist, and the total value of the cards that I saw. So if you was to add grade 1s as 1s, 2s was 2s, and 3s was 3, was 5. I managed to find 5. So that was my 1. Oh, sorry, no, 6. It was my grade 3, my grade 2, my grade 1. Apart from that, everything else was freaking triggers, which is fantastic when you need to actually start playing a game. So I couldn't stride, couldn't do anything, just took it in the face. And that was it. It wasn't too bad because I critted him twice and then gave him the resource.
Game 2, I was against Kagro. It was the typical thing that happened in France, where it was just grade 1, crit, grade 2, crit. I was like, well, I'm at 4. So I was like, I'm not gonna ride. And he rode the legend, so the cop top 5 to pick a flame dragon. Picked a grade 2, carried on. But it's the one thing that we'll probably have a discussion about at some point. But G guarding, activating GB2 is bollocks. I'm sorry, but he literally went, okay, grade 1 crit, grade 2 crit. In my turn, he went G guard, and then first turn the ace. I mean, that's bollocks. You can't first turn the ace.
You can't first turn the ace.
Right, Mikey.
As much as you can first turn, some blow.
Can you take this rant down a slight? What was the result of your game in the end? Like, after all this ranting, you won. So all this means piss all, because you won. How did you win?
I don't really know. It just went on for ages.
So you stalled out and won the game. Congrats.
Because I eventually had the resources to do something, but at the end of the day...
Don't go bitching about a game which you won.
No, I'm bitching about the mechanic. It's not the game.
We've got a video about that that's going to be linked below, about you bitching about the mechanic.
No, I said that would probably affect it. This is the result of the effect.
Yes, so basically, congratulations. You were probably right.
Game 2 I won. It was 2 triggers for game. No, sorry, it was 2 to pass, and I got crit. Something crit. So I won that one. Yeah. I don't know what I'm against. I just know my result was. I know my losses.
I had Neonectar Musketeer. I ended up winning. It was a case of basically a recurring theme of the day.
Dinos.
Okay, good job.
Only because he played them next.
Did I? Did I play Dinos again? Oh yeah, I remember now. So yeah, thank you. Reminder. Yeah, basically for me, what I've learned from today is people don't guard the niggles. They pray for the triggers, and if the triggers don't get, they get to 5 damage, and it's like, oh crap, I can't let anything through anymore. And the rebuilt deck that I'm playing now, thanks to the input of the rest of Team Endgame, which I'm happy to be a part of, it's just basically...
It's on camera now, it's official.
Yeah, it's just basically so ridiculous. So what ended up happening was that he had a huge hand because it's Musketeers, and I just managed to pepper through because it was like 14 at your Vanguard. Okay, I've got a guard 5. 14 at your Vanguard, re-switch. 11 at your Vanguard, Olivia boost. Oh, now you've got to guard properly, ... And just did that exact combo again. It's just like, well, I'm keeping resources, you're losing them.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of the day that niggles people just sort of took, and you sort of think,
You're not effectively working out what the rest of the deck's going to do.
Yeah.
This next round I went against Angles. It was the guy that was in the finals, actually. And it was the whole I didn't ride. So he went card blast 2 discard a card, stride. I did my multi-attack push, and it pushed him quite far, I guess. And the next turn he just couldn't stride because he used all his resources guarding my multi-attacks. And then it was game because, of course I could stride next turn and he couldn't get up.
That was game 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it was again crit for game, got a crit.
For God's sake.
That's my games.
Can we just skip everything?
It's just crit for game, got a crit. Done.
It's a crit for game deck. He was playing Darker Regulars, by the way. I was playing Grand Blue, 7 Seas, and you were playing
Harmony boobs.
Yeah, basically Bermuda Harmony, because you can now actually focus on a G-based deck.
Okay, we didn't clarify that. We were just thinking about it, but yeah.
Yeah, so basically my game 3 was against the Dino player that you were fighting. It's basically he was using Ancient Dragon, Legion stuff, and yeah, you just once again allowed niggles through. Couldn't keep up with it.
That's the form.
Got all the way through, but it's the fact that I went into my backup grade 3, which is Vert, went into my backup GB stride, and then this is the best bit. It's like weather going weaker, and basically car. So it's basically okay. I'm going to do big 26 attack, and at the end of it, I'm going to bring those 2 back and count +2, soul +1, draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Meh! And after that, it was just painful to watch for him.
Game 4, I went against one of the Team Draw the Trigger players. I noticed down. He was playing Royals. He decided not to stride. He was just focusing on break ride. Royals, so someone with a crit.
Break rate, that's the reverse.
That's the reverse, yeah. So he's trying to benefit from that, but I struggled a bit. In fact, he was some cross rides, so he saved himself 5k every swing, which kept him in it, but ended up getting through and winning.
I went against Dinos and I misplayed and I gave him a counter blast. I wasn't really thinking, I'll be honest. I was tired, I was paying attention to Mikey's game. So I just swung and he went, okay, he took it, and I was a bit like, well, that was stupid. Because then he just goes, the restander, engorge, I have another attack. Otherwise I would have guarded it. Probably still lost, but given myself a chance. So it's one of those. I don't know how it would have ended, because I don't think I could have gone right, like stride next turn. But I know I lost the game there by giving him that damage.
So that's it. It's basically management of resources.
Remember your one, Fez?
Yeah, mine was against a Time Leaping Gear Chronicle deck, and once again it was exactly the same thing as before. Let the niggles through, got himself to 5 damage, and then for me it was just literally my next skills are going to be Olivia, Speaker. I speakered him twice. I did 14 Speaker, or niggle 9 to his rear guard, 14 Speaker, switch out, 14 Speaker, yep.
Came to his
9,
table.
and that was it. It was just beautiful.
Oh, good remember.
So
I went against Angles round 5. So I was Angles
we
again.
on round 5?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember now. God damn it.
Round 5. He was grade locked on 2, but he went first. So rather than G-assisting, he did the swap, and then next turn ride grade 2. So it technically didn't change anything really. Just negged himself. It would even be a neg because he didn't G-assist. He literally just 1 for 1 and then ride grade 2 next turn.
So no, it just basically did he go first or second?
Went first. So
he just readjusted it so you went. You had first stride opportunity.
Yeah. So I was like, that's not that bad. He's still in it, but yeah, I went to my chappie stride. It was a 2 to pass win. It was a situation where he went 2 to pass on my stride. First checks a heal. I was like, I know you've got a perfect guard.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you not to be
bang on investment.
Perfect guarding this. So I'll just abuse it, I guess. So I told him, you can't blame me. I've hardly seen any triggers. My drop zone's full of...
Let me just justify being a dick, is basically what you're asking.
That's literally full of absolute nonsense, my drop zone. So he'll trigger Vanguard, I think, whatever, crit. I don't know what it was, but there was a crit amongst it, and that was fine.
See, I couldn't justify being a dick. I was always like, I got about 10 cards left in the deck. There's probably a crit in there. Swing. There was one! Yeah!
Was that your next game?
No, my next game was
it's going to be along those lines.
Duos. And I didn't get the crit. So he won. It was pretty much attack, no guard, no crit.
Oh yeah, you legioned that one, didn't you? I'm pretty sure you legioned.
Yeah, I couldn't stride at the end, so I had to legion. And then it was still no guard, crit for game. It wasn't even my third, so I was like,
yeah.
I tried, I got to 19, I was so close to 2 crit. I was so close, I was like, oh, come on. Just right on.
For me, I played the other duo character. Both decks of these duos were basically the 4 grade 3s, but slight variations, so they were using...
Were they only 4?
They were using 6, so they've gone for it all. And basically it was just a war of attrition. We went pretty much close to time. I ended up decking out because it was just a case of he was able to get the cycle off from re-legion, which meant he could re-prep his deck. Me, I was just able to guard everything because I did the whole Loris bounce, cool, harmony, you can't hit anything now, and just basically go from there. And yeah, early game he played stand, so he got through on niggle attacks. I then kind of had mid-game with... mid-game was quite even. Late game I started to trigger a bit more, but by then the damage was already done. My deck was like... So he was like... The last turn he was like, okay then, so how many cards in hand? And I was like, 8. And he's like, I can't get through. And I went, look at my deck. And he's just looked down and he's went, oh, I end? Draw, good game. That was it. Don't mind. It's Jamie, one of the guys that I sort of know through... basically... trading groups and stuff, so it was good to meet some people, which I'll come on to later. Okay, so this is a 6-rounder before the top 8. This is the last round. I played Royals. It was an Atamal build. It was literally just because Atamal, he couldn't keep up with the multi-attacks, and if you perfect guard the on hit, I call something, then they've lost their multi-attacks. So it takes the wind out of the sail very quickly.
Yes, he got Atamal's effect off and pressured me a bit with that, but no triggers, no pressure in that sense. I don't think he got triggers from what I remember. And also, you know,
Yeah.
he didn't get any pressure rear guards that did anything.
It is what it is.
So it's
wasn't
literally
it? Yeah.
just, you know, power without any threat. So I managed to get at this point 5 wins and 1 loss. So I was pretty much guaranteed a top 8.
At this point, I was like, I have to win it and hope for the best to get through. Because being 3-2, I know no one gets in at 3-3. So 3-2, need to win. Sit down, and I swear I saw this guy earlier. And in my head I was going, he cannot have been playing the deck I thought he was playing. Stand up, and I was like, the frick is that clan? Oh, it's the Token Rambu thing.
Token Rambu.
I was like, the hell is that? What happened? How are you 3-2? Alright, swing.
They have a restander, Yuri. I told you this. They have a restander.
The restand is
Literally,
terrible.
It's still a restander. You can G-guard and go straight into a restander. Crit, crit. That's how we got there.
Literally, I went swing, crit. He goes, okay. Then it's niggle, nothing. Swing, nothing. He didn't have anything. He didn't drop anything. I strode in to try and draw a card. He goes, perfect guard with a Cray Elemental perfect guard. I was like, huh? And then I just go, well, you're on 5 because you took my rear guard. I go into you can't go grey ones. Do you want to know the power? And he goes, I was starting to count the power, and he goes, no guard. Dies.
He's
I was like,
I shouldn't be here.
well, that was. He goes,
Out of my depth.
he
At
was
this
like,
point, I'd like to point out that Pushiver didn't even clarify that as an official clan because it's not in the booster that gives them G guards. And
Yeah,
things.
so
they
basically-
have no G guards.
He can basically do 16 strides.
he can do all Cray Elementals.
Yeah, there you go. Have some great elemental crap.
That Blizzard.
Yeah. So with
That blizzard broken, you know it.
with that 4-2, I had a chance at top 8, which was nice.
Yeah, I got to play a good old-fashioned favourite deck of mine, Shadow Paladin, and it was I think it was like this weird Revenger, and the one where you sacrifice 2 and it gains 10k in a crit. And yeah, basically that for me was just an ever.
What?
What's that? What?
There's a Revenger that's limit break 4, counterblast 1, kill 2, and it gains
Is that the one I like?
10k in a crit or something.
I mean, how did it get there? It's rubbish.
Yeah, it was there. It was at 3-2. Basically, he just got massacred because once again, it's like, oh look, you've got niggle attacks because he was doing the whole mana, bring something behind, free hit to basically kill off, and I was just like, I'm going to guard your niggle. I'm going to guard niggle, no guard the Vanguard with the crit. Okay, so I do 3 damage. That's fine. Brings me up to 5. Gives me resources. My go. Niggle, no guard. Niggle, no guard. Olivia, guards, fine. Call 2 more. Niggle again, no guard. Game. Yeah, that's it. It's like, just drop 5k or something.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, so that put me at a situation where I'm now gonna.
Oh yeah.
So basically,
No. He's allowed this because it was bollocks.
this is how much swearing's allowed on the channel.
Aaron can flag it as being explicit. 'Cause
Yeah,
This is a full-on. If you mouth the word vacuum, it kind of looks like what I want to say towards the whole environment there. So that's because it is freaking unfair.
It
I
was
had
bollocks.
2 losses throughout the whole day, one of which was in the top 8, and the other one also in the top 8. So there, that to me is basically, I've got good tie breaks, I should be fine. Top 8's called out, blah 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 blah. There's 2 names in the top 8 which I'll skip because it's spoiler alert. Yeah. Number 9, Faz. It's like, what the deuce is happening? And like, one of the guys that is actually in the top 8 sitting there is like, oh yeah, well, I don't really have to do anything because I've already qualified in Birmingham the week before.
The game
Oh, yeah, and he
before
dropped
top
in it,
8,
yeah.
he was going to win it,
to go into the top 8 and knock that guy out
and
of
he
the top 8.
purposely lost. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to give up, blah.
Because
He
I would have got the
purposely
top 8
lost.
point off of James.
He would have got top 8, and then it would have been potentially a different ball game. But the point is, he went, I'm just going to scoop. So the guy won, knocked him out of top 8 due to some weird tiebreaker stuff, because the guy on the table behind him got into top 8.
And I still don't understand
The
how.
worst bit is the guy that gave up was in the top 8.
Yeah. And
So it's just
So he
like-
got top 8 after conceding, which, you know, if you're going to concede,
He was going to
concede
win.
2
He was
rounds
just about to
before.
win, and he went, no God. No, he literally put his hand down and went, I'm
Yeah,
just going to let you win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it. And that basically annoyed me. Fair play, it's his mate, and he wants his mate to get through. I don't care about that.
But the fact that he got in the top
Yeah.
8 after quitting, he should not be allowed in the top 8.
No, he should have basically said,
because when
I'm
top
done.
8 was done,
Because you can actually drop. So rather than concede, he could have just gone,
Yeah.
I drop out the
I
tournament.
even went up to him and said, do you fancy dropping out, giving me a chance? And he was like, oh, I'm just going to speak to my opponent. And basically the opponent was like, what the hell's going on? Why are you asking me? And he was like, no, all right, then we'll play. And it's like, mother frick, why? oh, I want to see if I can get the top half, if I can get the first 4 rounds as a buy. And it's like, it's fine. It's a fine sentence. There's nothing I can do. I wasn't good enough on the day, but frick you. What about you two? The 2 names that magically appeared in top 8 was Mike
one wasn't
and
magical.
Mike.
Mike made sense. He only had 1 loss. I somehow scraped through. I was just clawing my way.
But weren't your 2 losses in the top 8 as well?
Yeah, my 2 losses
And
was
also,
against
to clarify,
Kangaroo. Was
And
against
the same guy.
was against
the same.
I mean, we'll final wise, we'll go back to the conversation Faz had because I think that's relevant.
What's that? The fact that
Yeah. We'll get to that
Final.
as and when. So
yeah.
so the pairings went up.
Also, I would like to point out, in the tournament, someone was XO, then we played a final round, and they were still XO. They were 6-0. They were the only person 6-0. Everyone else was either at 1 loss or 2 losses. The guy he beat was then in round 6 was then at 2 losses, still got top 8. So he was outright the winner. Gets to top 8, as is always the case, loses his first game.
So it's like you're out.
Curse of
So he's out.
Curse of the XO. Curse of the XO.
Your extra life isn't there.
Yeah.
They should keep double elimination, but just in the top 8.
No,
I guess.
you can't, because basically what happens...
Give everyone.
No, if you do it that way, you have to have a win. You basically do it just top 8 goes to winners bracket, losers bracket, blah blah blah, and then it's all based on other stuff. They aren't going to bother to do it.
You can't. It just confuses them out.
It's very, very difficult to work out. But anyway,
So top 8 was everyone was paired out, and then it was Michael Addison versus Yori Clifford. Because why
Wait a second,
not?
doesn't that sound like a familiar thing that you can do at your house without having to
Right.
drive for 2.5 freaking
This,
hours?
this I don't mind
this
because
is-
it's top 8 cut.
but also-
it's based on rankings. That's why it was.
but does it
paired.
make sense? Does it make sense that you won 2 losses though?
You're the only. I think you're one of the only ones on 1 loss.
Basically, the ranking is obviously you
So
had
you go-
XO versus 8.
So the top 2 players got knocked out in the first round
Yeah.
of the top 8.
Yeah.
yeah. Was it you next? Yeah. No, it wasn't. You was 4 and 5.
Yeah, we were middle.
You were the middle 2.
It was Aquas, Boobs, you, me, Boobs, Angles. And
Right.
that's how they play, because Angles beat that, Boobs got beaten by
Boobs-
Dinos
Boobs
was
was
the
the-
last one.
Yeah, Boobs and Dinos.
Anyway, it was the way it was
And
done.
Dinos was in the final.
Okay, well, it's a joy report, this one, Yuri. I mean, my notes are thus. I mean, feel free to correct me
Right.
because I generally struggle to remember.
I will be
And
honest.
I've watched the whole game, so we're fine.
what I've written, is I rushed. I think you healed twice back.
I did.
I think.
I did heal
I
twice.
don't want to emphasise it when you didn't.
I know I did.
But now that you know that you did,
to
is
the
there any
safety
further
bit.
emphasis?
I thinned by 6 cards. I couldn't find a trigger. I went into chat the ghosty stride twice, and I still wasn't triggering. And of course, because of that, because I know I needed to finish it quicker, because the problem is, I know Yuri's going to go into the crit one, and if I can't guard it, the one time I can't guard it, he's going to win.
The thing
So I
that
had to
did-
kill him quickly, but the problem was because he healed back, and the second and main issue was if I'm on 3 damage, and he swings at me with a crit, do I now guard it for the resources and hope he doesn't crit? Or do I guard it and then he goes rear guard, or just doesn't attack? Because why would you give me resources?
So that was the thing. Basically,
I did do that at one point as well. I was like, swing rear.
Only because I looked at you.
You guarded. It's your own fault.
from that
He's on
point,
flipping perfect
from that
guards
point of view,
later on in the game.
you played the game. That was it. You knew what you was up against. You played it against it because you knew where the inherent weakness is, and it's basically you had to go into the on-hit fucking stride at one point because
You had no
there's
resources.
nothing else to do.
It was still a threat, but he still
Yeah.
guarded it, so
Although
it's
you
annoying.
totally potatoed that, and by that you sacked.
Oh no, I'm not denying I sacked.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But
I was sacking early and then late, and then but after a while, it was literally Soul Blast all triggers.
Yeah.
Go into deck goes back, it's triggers.
It just worked.
that was it. It was just
wanted it to.
apart from top 5, and it was perfect guard trigger.
Yeah.
It was like that's fun.
So yeah,
But anyway, so
that's me bowed out.
anything from your
So I was hoping
POV, Yuri?
Yuri would.
No, I just sacked. That's all I remember sacking, and I was just like, dude, the only reason you won was because I was just a sack.
Yeah,
I
but-
just healed. I healed down.
But the thing, whenever this happens, I always try and clarify. It doesn't matter who wins. It's just literally one of us has gone through.
It's
You
the
just got to deal
taking
with. You
part.
just got to deal with the result and leave it, and just don't get funny about it. Just, it's a game.
Not that 3 of us should have been in the finals rather than just the 2. Yeah. Never mind.
I'm into that. But
Would have been
then,
impressive.
semis.
I know, but we're going back to that. We'll go. You can continue the rant in a minute.
Then semis, I went against Angles. and it was just... This is why Angles should never top a national tournament, because time was called about 20 minutes before we realised time was called, and Angles, and he just basically went, It
wasn't 20 minutes, it was like 3-4 minutes, and basically as soon as he knew it was like time is coming up, game changed completely.
Yeah, he wasn't going to win. At this point, I'd done my push. I just basically went, right, I can guard everything, deck goes back, you have no resources. He goes, all I need is one heal and I win the game. And then I was like, at that point, it was, from the moment it was time, he put a dice down, first drive check got the heal, and at that point it was like, my game plan is don't take damage, just stay below him. And I was like, well, right. And he just kept just getting triggers, because I don't know what he had in his deck, but I was just like, I'm trying to push him. I had 10k, I was guarding things and just swinging, and yes, I've got no push after my push, I get that, that's the deck. But the problem was, it went to time, and if it wasn't a time-based thing, if they were like, look, just play it out.
Two more turns, you had it. Yeah. You was able to refresh your deck. You was able to thin it, mill it.
Basically, Yuri's hand was like that.
It.
His hand was like that, and he had just the Vanguard in the field. His last turn was literally, I attack.
It was like 11.
So 11. He had no field.
That was it.
11 with his Vanguard, because he just knew he just needed to guard his next turn.
That was it.
He
just
didn't want to
spam
drop
out
resources.
Spamming out G guards. I think he G guarded like 5 times.
Yeah, it was like heal.
Yeah, because basically, obviously, so it was.
G-guard.
But that's generally the way the deck is designed. Rush someone to 5.
But not to go to
chill.
time.
That's it.
I agree
Rush someone to
with the
5,
owner of this
chill.
place. He said exactly what I was going to say. I said exactly, mate. The top 8 should not have a time limit, because it is the top 8. That is the bottom line. I understand to get to that point, you need to be like, that's time.
Yeah,
That's time.
have a structure. But the thing is,
But as soon as it gets to that point, you've got to realise that people are actually want to win at this point, to the point when they know they're within arm's reach. And if you lose to that,
it saps some of the fun out of the game.
Yeah,
Because it just sucks it through.
frustrating. But yeah,
But that did lead to the final, which I can't be bothered to go into because it's annoying as hell.
Dinos, right? So Dinos won the other semi.
Yeah.
So the person who we argue shouldn't have been there because he got given. They apparently played in the top 8. I call BS. He's just saying it. I don't think they.
I saw Dino and Boy's hand. There was no way, no matter what happened, he should have been able to come back if he was taking that game seriously. He had 3-2-0-0-0. No way did he have any kind of field setup or resources to go against that Bermuda deck that is literally just bang. This is my hand.
But apparently he said, I rushed him and he gave him resources. I'm like, Dinos can do so much in the turn, which we saw when they were in the final. After that, they're done. In the final, the Angle player basically got nothing going for him, and the Dino player, and he crit the Dino player, who again just went, oh, okay, and just sort of did restand swing, and the guy was like, because he wasn't running OCL, so he couldn't go switch, get power. He didn't have his 2k, his GB2 dude out.
The issue with that version of the Angel Feathers is that you require to take damage before you can suddenly start saying, all right, then plus 2k here, plus 4k here, rather than just go spam a 5k trigger, it goes up to 10. Whee!
But I think when he did just go no guard, the guy crit him early, so he can't have that the sort of rest assured of, okay, I've just got power and it's 1 damage. It was, I'm now at a later game than I probably should be. How do I get out of this? And
he couldn't.
He couldn't. At that point, he couldn't. He was kind of 6th and 7th damage heal, but he just 6th because the guy didn't attack, which we all thought
He did attack, but he used the skill to engorge one and retire the back row, which everyone was like, why? And then suddenly when the Angel Feather drew and it was like another heal trigger, it's like, that's either some psychic genius stuff or pure luck.
Yeah.
There's no reason for not to with the Vanguard. It was getting rid of a 5k at the back. I know it was a resource he might have needed, but it was just a 5k at the back or a 5k guard from hand.
Also, his hand was still big, and then it was time. So at that point, the Angle player guy, you saw him just go, I need to keep a note. Because it was, I need to somehow survive. He had nothing in his hand. Yeah. He didn't find a stand trigger. He didn't get any combos. His deck was built around ponies or the GB grade 2 out and stand trigger for silliness.
That's it. It's a 1-bug combo.
Didn't get it, and that's it. But against me, he got it enough to stall. So when it was game, it was just like,
It was recycling the triggers, which there was some
But that-
possible shuffling.
But the frustrating bit is that I never win against Touch a Kaze guy, but I beat that angle player during the day. And the other frustrating thing is I thought you said the guy wasn't meant to be there. Which one wasn't meant to be there because he was given the win by the guy that dropped out?
the Dino player.
Dino
Basically,
player.
he was given the win
Yeah.
in top 8. So fair
In the
play.
top 8, you just get given
Fair
the win.
play, he won top 4, but he was given the win in top 8.
It's too much. Too much. You can't be going to if you're going to go to a place that and you've already qualified, either before the top 8 you drop out.
At least ask if there's prizes first.
Yeah.
I thought I'd remind you of that.
Yes, thank you for that.
But yeah, you either drop out or you commit fully to try and win.
And then
Yeah.
you just go if you do win, you just give it to the person coming
Yeah,
second.
it's
Well,
like
it
you
has
come
to go to the
second,
person
don't
going
you?
second.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's it. Drop down. It's fine.
You play properly, you don't play at all. But yeah, I think it's the last point really. I mean,
Well, we haven't talked about the venue, which is a normal thing.
okay. I guess that's more of a positive note, so we'll go on that.
Yeah, venue. Venue's a
Yeah,
positive and a negative. I don't know.
Okay, we'll get there in a second. But my point is, is paying to enter the tournament the thing that happens at every one of these things?
No.
Okay.
It's dependent on the tournament.
Yes, the tournament decides on what its structure
Most
is.
tournaments, I'm not going to lie, jacked up the price for these ones.
Okay.
Because
they
they know it's a bigger tournament,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
get more turnout.
But at the end of the day, there should be, at least at other places, a prize of some sort.
No. This is.
But
This
why
is,
am I?
it's up
Why
to
is
discretion.
how many people there?
how, it doesn't matter about the people.
Just-
what's your question? And I'll
36.
give you the answer. As someone that used to run a frickin' tournament, I'll give
Okay.
you the answer.
Okay.
Go.
X amount of people there,
Yep.
which is how many?
36.
About
It's 36.
36
Yep.
times 4, and that's how much money they made on just the tournament.
Okay.
And their prizes they gave out
Yeah.
were things you get for free at a
Yep.
team league thing.
Okay. So
There was
basically-
no packs. There was no.
You
I would
got
have
a
been
promo
alright
code.
if
You got basically everything free. You didn't.
I'd
There
been
was
alright
no
if
paid for product.
If the top 4 whatever got sleeves,
Yeah.
just something to know where my money went.
Okay. Permission.
Considering Bushy Road generally don't charge for their tournament, so it's
Yeah.
a
Bushy
shop
Road.
that's
It's a
selling.
shop tournament. It's called
Okay.
overheads. Okay.
Okay.
These guys, have to pay for everything. Okay. They have to pay for their stuff, which
Yes.
is basically in essence themselves.
Yes.
They also have to pay for electrics. They have to pay for rent. They have
Yes.
to pay for everything. There are things
But
that
there are
have
people
to be.
there buying products.
Yes, which is fine, which
it-
is great, which is a tit for tat. That product is worth £8. I'm
It's
going to buy
in-
it for £10 because of convenience, because it's
It's
here.
I would have probably spent more than that.
It's
if I didn't get
entirely
charged it, you know.
up to the tournament, what they charge and what their prize support is.
Yeah, I've seen
There's a
tournament-
reason people don't go to certain tournaments because the prize support isn't good enough.
There are also reasons where
Or
people go
non-existent.
to. There are people that go to tournaments because there is nothing there. But then again, they don't pay for anything. There's a tournament that's happening at a library somewhere that you literally are just going to have to say, "Listen, we're turning up for this tournament that we're running in the back of the library." There is no prizes. There is no entry fee.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. So if these guys need to literally pay for where we've just spent the whole day enjoying ourselves,
Yeah.
and we have to subside it, then that's fine. I love coming to the Chimera. It's the first time I've ever been here, and oh my god, if I didn't have bills to pay, I would have literally just splooged every goddamn penny in there. They have
Okay, so
every
that-
bushy rose leaf and everything like that, and it's great.
Yeah.
And I can accept that because it's a shop, and first and foremost, they need to make profit.
I mean, yeah. All right.
Well,
I'll get to that.
Yeah, there's a shop with a house that may have been once considered a brothel by the locals, but we won't go into that conversation.
It just looks like someone's house, and they've just put.
It
Chimera on it.
It was what looked like a pub. Then it was.
Just turn it around. Turn the camera around. Show 'em.
Okay, basically, this is the Chimera in wherever it is.
Berkeley Hill or somewhere.
Berkeley Hill. So that's it there. Let's move that out of the way. So there it is. So there is a nice ramp for people to get into. There is what looks like living quarters on the top. And if you go round to the front, there is basically a half-naked harpy.
It was a pub. You can tell it was a pub before it was the
Yeah, because he went inside and it was like it was all.
Yeah, there was
stuff
basically
and
like places
seats
to
and
sit and everything like that. I'm just going to move it here so I can get back in. Hello. So it's there. It was good. And I liked it because it's basically what I want from an environment. It's spacious, it's not cramped. There's stuff to buy and loads of basically ecchi style pornography everywhere in there because
Yeah, so there's a lot of basically stuff that Aaron would like.
it's
Is the
stuff that
bottom
I
line.
like as well, but it's just
You
like I
shouldn't.
can't warrant spending the money on.
It was a
boobs
good
and-
venue and it was a good shop, and the organisation of it bar one mishap where I assume someone misheard or misclicked, where they got someone result wrong.
Yeah.
It was done very well. They had 3 points where you could check where you were sitting. At first he did it by table, then he changed it and said, sorry, I'm doing it alphabetically, because that's what everyone likes to do.
There was everything there.
Yeah, they had everything. They even offered cups of tea and coffee. There was
An espresso.
Apparently espresso. They had,
I liked espresso.
as a venue, it was a great venue. The price support, fine, but that's up to them.
Price support there wasn't.
The people...
That was my argument. I didn't care what it was.
The
but anyway.
people who turned up, again, you get it everywhere. People who potentially don't know the game or the format. Can we get on about the format of G Guardians? We've talked about it before. They changed the game so freaking much. You can't understand until you go to a tournament how much they affect the game.
They one, prolong it into GB2 first, and 3, things you normally can't guard. Like Yuri's thing with the crit. The amount of people that went, even when I went against Yuri, I went G guard, and then discard.
Yeah.
Just to get 20, 25,
That's
25.
50. Basically, that's 4 cards for a 50k guard.
Yeah.
But at exactly the same time, it bypasses the, what that? No grade zeros, no grade ones.
No grade ones.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But other than that, just before I forget, during that round that was mishapped, the guy was 2 losses, but he said he couldn't go anyway, and he didn't want to mess me up, so he said he was going to give me the win.
Okay.
But obviously it got redone. I was like, for God's sake, I could have given a win. He said I wasn't going to tell you till later on, but I was just going to give you it.
So,
cheers, mate.
You won anyway.
Really?
I know, but for the following point was, do you know I was in the other room after the first loss?
Yeah, and then I went in there
it's
afterwards.
dark. Oh, it's not nice in there.
No, it makes you feel like a loser. It's just basically, it's dark. There's this weird, scary mannequin thing that may actually just kill you in the back.
But yeah, there was this lady who was playing Pelman, but she wasn't quite sure how to use it. But she won.
Yeah.
And I think it was against the young Bermuda guy.
Yep.
And she won, but I'm not 100%, because I'm not going to say definitely, because I don't want them finding it and commenting, this didn't happen. But I'm 99% sure that she won, and then she said that I'll give him the win because I don't know how to play the deck properly, and he was talking me through it. Actually, 100%. I know that.
That's nice.
Yes, but it's the fact that, again, there's a lot of, like, I'll give you it.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
I'm just worrying.
Do you want me to be honest and say the most hostile the most hostile game that I saw there?
Yeah.
First of all, basically everyone else is really friendly, letting people take shit back, letting people muck about. It's just like, I'm not sure.
Yuri wouldn't let me take it back.
A couple of times I've just guarded with the wrong card. Is it alright if I switch it over? And he goes, does it change what your guard value is? And I went, no, it's just basically I'm switching out that grade 2 for that grade 2. And he's like, yeah, fine, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine, but
it's just basically
but
like...
no, Yuri's had the mentality that he just generally couldn't win.
The fact of the matter is that you went in there and you're like, oh my god, it's me and you versus each other again. Alright then, I want this done tournament style.
I didn't.
Mucking about. Yes, you did.
I didn't. All I said was, I don't mind how this goes.
No, you said, let's just do this tournament style. So the first thing you do is you misstride. You basically spam the grade 3.
This is to clarify. I discarded the grade 3 instead of the grade 1 ghosty. So when I did the ghosty stride, I thought there was one already in there. I was like, oh crap, I swapped over. I was like, nope. I was like, it's fine. Don't worry.
Educate.
But then Yuri attacked, rested the Vanguard for some reason. Then
After counting insult, I put it back at rest by mistake.
You put it back at rest. That's attacking.
I was like,
That's not attacking.
The booster was rested as well because
the booster was rested by the effect. Of course, that's rested.
If I look up and see that, I think you've attacked. So I was sorting out my guard, and he was like, "No, I haven't attacked." I put it up the column. I was like, "Your Vanguard's rested." But I let him get away with it. So later on, when I think I did something else. It's a very simple thing. But I was like, you got to let me off of that now. So,
you guarded wrong at the end because you wanted to do something else, and then I was like, fine.
Yeah, well. But it was like, I don't need to keep. That was it. I don't need to keep my 7C stride because it's just coming back anyway. And that was it. So
but the problem was I couldn't even break ride against Yuri. I was on 3 the entire time. I had break ride stride.
So was
but I couldn't break ride.
That was it.
It was wrong with the crit. You guarded it. You did it yourself.
Not letting you go for it. That was it. It's just basically.
Yeah, venue's fine. It was absolutely fine. There's parking.
Venue's fine. People relatively fine. I don't think I've got any issues. Trade wise, not too much going round.
Yeah, it's not high value trades. I'd say there.
But I think that was it. Apart from that, anything else anywhere else from?
No, I'm pretty sure that's covered everything. There wasn't a lunch break, but that's general
They
thing.
started at
But
12.
it was based on the amount of people there
Yeah, it's
and the fact we
comme ça,
started
isn't it?
Yeah,
quite late.
It's like
so.
we could have gone out and got food beforehand. We got there early enough to get food. It did start at 12, and because there was 36, there was a reason there was there. He came out and said there's no lunch break,
Yeah, straight away, which is fine.
but it starts at 12, so you could get food beforehand.
Cool. But no, apart from that, it's the first video we're doing of this style, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So
like
it's
and let us know what you think.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame we didn't win or get in the final, but
Oh, at least some of us made it into top 8.
at least some of us made it in the top 4. You know.
I should have won that game.
But the problem was, it's the hard. I told you after. I was like, I can't help but think how well I would have done. I don't know. It's a horrible thought.
I know you've just lost in the semi-finals, but I think I could
But do you
have done
think
better.
I could have done it?
Yeah, I think I could have done better than you. How do you feel?
The thing is, I beat him already, though. That was the thing. So that was the mentality. I could do it again. But he probably had a better game against you. So.
Bad stuff happened, and that was it.
But yeah, G guarding and things, whole different.
It just changes everything. 20 minutes isn't enough. You need
No.
25.
You like 30.
My first game, by the way, referencing that, I misplayed horrifically against my normal playstyle because I was fearing the counter plus 2 discard a card.
Seabreeze.
They sea breeze.
Turns out that wasn't even in my G's.
It was.
I was looking for it. I was like, I don't actually have
It's in
it.
your Gear Chronicle one, probably.
Yeah.
So Seabreeze is only needed if your entire deck relies on Genus.
Yeah, but it's a different discussion for a different time. There's more to
Yeah.
it, but yeah.
No, it's pretty much it. You don't rely or need Seabreeze too much. It's basically it. We can discuss that for enough time. People's thoughts and opinions on Seabreeze, we'll make a video about it later, but just generally comments below of what you think. I think
Or
that's one
a
of the
different
things.
one, unless we've already discussed it in the previous video.
No, we haven't really done Seabreeze. We did G.
Okay, well,
So-
whatever. It can,
This
be,
is
it can be one of your questions for my discussion video that should be up before this.
It can be
should
if Aaron
but it
doesn't.
probably won't.
Can be if Aaron doesn't fast forward this section again like he normally
Yeah,
does.
it's like, you talk
Right,
nonsense, we don't talk nonsense. He thinks it's nonsense. It's all relevant.
Shut up. Let us know how your events went, if you've been to any so far. Apparently there was some on Wednesday, and that's how the guy already qualified.
Yep, and there's been some down at another
There's some
stall.
other places. Let us know your thoughts on the format at the moment, and we'll see you. I'll see you for trios. They may see you beforehand.
Yeah, we try to.
I just wish I didn't have to say try and make people aware that we're here. I mean, I wish we had something to give or something to show, so it's a bit of kind of like, if you do care, then we're here. But yeah, I mean, there's at least a couple of times. I know there was at least 2 people that you said, "Oh, it's like for Team In Game," and
Yeah, that's it.
then he was like, "Huh?" it's like, oh my god, famous people. Yeah,
That's it.
It's nice, of course it's nice. But
This is getting edited out. You know this. So can we just turn it off?
all right.
Blah 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 blah
Blah blah blah blah blah blah blah. It was a lovely day. We'll see you guys later.
Say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.